Hey there. I'm Sydney Brown, and I kind of figured I would come over here and just do a quick video, let it be real casual. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself because I know you've been kind of checking me out a little bit, and you're probably wondering a little bit about me. Um, so I'm that kind of person who I do like to do some research on the people that I'm about to invest in myself with and who I'm going to put my faith in. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who will sell you something and then disappear. I am not that person, and I guarantee you that. I can also share some names of some people who I've worked with if you would like to get a little bit of extra assurance. But, just a little bit about me. First of all, I am a firm believer that anyone who's motivated can become a writer, but you have to be motivated and you have to be willing to learn. You have stories in you naturally just by existing. You survive this, you survive that. You go through this, you win at that. Whatever it is, whether it's happy or sad or whatever, you have the stories in you already. So you don't need any help with your story. You need help learning how to craft and to create a in word version of your truth, your authentic story. And I think that that's usually what people come to me for most is they know that they have something, and they know that they want to write, and they know that they need to get it out somehow, but they don't know what they want to write, and they don't know how they're going to get it out, and they don't have direction at all. And I'll be honest, I was that person a long time ago, but I was that person too. So I totally get it. But I am a firm believer that if you're willing and if you are motivated to invest in yourself and to take this jump and to go for it, then we'll get you there. It may depend on, what tools we need to use or what help we need to bring in, but we'll get you there. So just so you know, I am a project manager by day. And if you don't know what that is, basically, it just means that I'm an organizer. I'm probably a little OCD. I track things. I have goals, and I put spreadsheets together, and I track data, and I make sure, is everything organized? Does everything make sense? Is this in the right area? Is this, or should this have been over here instead? And is there a problem brewing over there? Do we need to move things around? What do we need to do? So that's what I do constantly. And I love doing this. I love finding problems, and I love fixing them before they erupt. So as a project manager, I am your best, in my opinion, option for not only helping you get the story out of you, but for getting you to a finish line, whatever your finish line is. We just need to identify that and make sure that we're on the same page and that we can do this. My early infatuation with writing was kind of pushed aside. Everyone, maybe not everyone, but a lot of us, we have this one paper or this one story that we wrote when we were young, and it really meant something to us. And that most of us, because we have kids to raise or bills to pay, we let those things and our goals and our dreams, we let them kind of just, go to the back. And of course I did it, and I'm sure you did it. But the thing is, at some point, you need to dust off that dream, that goal, and you need to pick it back up. And it may look different today than it did when you put it away. And that's okay. It's supposed to do that. But I I I didn't dust my dream of writing off by choice. It's kind of a funny story. I had a business, and it was very successful. And in this business, I was teaching people how to make those funny t-shirts and with photos and stuff on it, and the mugs that say, I'm with stupid, or I guess the t-shirt would say I'm with stupid. But anyway, it was, the personalized products. And I taught people how to get into that business, how to make money with that. And it was definitely kind of a fad thing, that, every 20 years it comes back. And it was at the peak at the time. I hit it at the right time. And that's kind of what business is, right? But I had so many people coming to me because everybody was entering this market, and they were asking the same questions. And I will not answer a person's question. I will not ignore them. And so that meant I was literally spending, from the moment I woke up to 3 or 4 in the morning, getting through every email and giving people the same answers and loving on them and pouring into them. Because honestly, I feel better about my life when I'm helping other people. So I don't know if that's codependent or what it is, but I like helping people. That said, I know that my time was limited, and I knew, everyone's like, do you have a book though or something? And back then it was like 2003. And I'm like, no, I don't, I'm not a writer. I don't write books. No. And I don't know how many hundreds of people ask me to write a book. And I'm like, okay, geez, fine. I'm doing it. And I did. And it cost thousands of dollars, because I had to have special software. I had to, buy the inventory. I had to figure out the printer. I had to, oh my gosh, it was so overwhelming. It was a blast, but it was overwhelming. And as I went through this, I really, I thought, this is so cool that I can do this, that I can self-publish and not have to, wait for someone to find me. But as hard as it was, and as much as I had to hire other people to edit for me and do all these other different things, and all the formatting and then the cover, all of these things, I had to find other people help me. But I did it. And it was a very profitable book. It served its purpose. It was extremely, God, I don't actually have one with me right now, but I actually just remade a newer version, the second edition, a couple years ago. And I fell in love again with writing. At first it was, in my youth, it was just like little romantic stories that you would play with or something. But when I wrote this book and I saw its potential, I thought, this is something. This is, I need to publish. I need to do this. But it was, that book released in 2004, and it wasn't the time, and it was still, I had to buy all the software. I had to buy all of these things. And at that point, I'll be honest, the World Series of Poker got my attention, and I took to playing poker, and my business and everything else kind of took a back seat, and I made a living playing poker for a few years. So it was like one of those things that, maybe my dream is this, maybe my dream is that. And I loved poker. I won't lie. I was good at it. I made an entire living doing nothing but poker for, gosh, what was it, 8 years? But things change, and then the poker craze kind of, dwindled down, and I went back into, the land of working, and went into corporate America and became a project manager. So when I say that all of this stuff, it's kind of funny because, I really loved everything I've done. And if you can't love what you're doing, then you need to change what you're doing. And that's why I have had several different careers in my lifetime, because my heart needs to feel happy each day, a little bit at least. And I love being a project manager, but I missed writing. And so, when when it came into, modern day, and I realized, I think it was a webinar or something. I realized that Amazon and all these other big box booksellers now have streamlined everything so that it's so freaking easy to become a self-published author. Now, the author part is the hard part, because they took the tech part and they made that easy. And when I say easy, it's not easy, but it's easier. You still have a lot to learn, you have a lot to train, but your costs are almost nil. It really is about, you know, investing in yourself and the knowledge, and getting an understanding of what the processes are, and then knowing what's important, what's not, and doing it. So then it comes back to, you know, it's can you write? And if you can't write, you can learn as long as you want to. So remember what I said at the very beginning. As long as someone's motivated to invest in themselves and learn how to write, you can write. You can. You have those stories that need to get out. If you want someone to ghostwrite your story for you, I can help you find ghostwriters. I actually train ghostwriters, but sorry, but it's such a it's a great process of going through my many years of how writing has come and gone in my life, and how here I am, convinced now that it will never leave me, and I will never leave it again, because I teach. I teach people how to write. I have a certification program where I teach people how to become ghostwriters and how to become freelance writers for pay. People who want to work from home and or work as they travel, things like that. Those jobs are legitimate now. In my young years, that was like a dream. It was a dream that did not exist. But in today's world, it exists. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, or if you're ready to retire and start traveling, but you still need a little bit of money, those things are actually manageable now. And so I now, like I'm saying, and this is why I'm doing the video, because you may or may not, probably I think, are looking at something that I may have presented or have an offer of right now. And you might be trying to figure out, is she legit? Does she give a crap? Is she going to help me? Or is she just going to take my, this money and then disappear? I don't, I, well, I hate to say too much, because I don't want, this is going to sound bad, I don't want me to be abused either. But I want your success probably every bit as much as you do. And I will match your energy, is usually what I like to say, because if you're not invested in it, I'm not going to invest in it, because I don't like chasing people for their success. But if you're engaged, and if you're asking the questions, and if you're reading the content and watching the videos that I've created for you, and you still have a question, ask me. Ask me. I won't dodge. I will answer your questions. And if I don't have a video on it yet, I'll make a video, because that's what I do. So I'm here for you. I want you to know that I have we don't have time to go into my whole life history, but I do want to say, I've had a rocky life. My younger years, rough, and a lot of really bad decisions that put me in situations where I'm working 2 or 3 jobs just to survive, and over the years, I figured my way out of that. And through that, I have a soft spot in my heart for people who are going through similar situations, because I I know what it's like to feel alone, and I know what it's like to feel like you're running out of hope, and I don't want you to feel that way. So I need you, if you feel that way, I need you to uh, go to my YouTube page, subscribe, uh, find me on social media if you haven't already found me, and either send me a friend request or follow me. And let's get engaged, and let's figure out what we need to do to get you out of whatever situation you're in. Now, I don't have money to lend anybody. I don't have, so please don't ask me that. But if you want to work for something, if you want to dig yourself out of a situation, and you're willing to watch the training, and really, I have so much free training on YouTube that you can just sit there for hours and hours and hours and watch and fill yourself with that free training. That's free training that will help you then turn around and make money if you're in that kind of a situation. Now, if you have an overcomer story of your own, and you want to help other people, then I'm in your corner. I want to help you. I went through, breast cancer in 2021, and you know, it was one of those times, in my life where I realized I'm taking advantage of my days, and I'm not valuing and putting back enough, and so when you realize that you may lose something, things start to have more value. And so that's when I really started engaging in the coaching and different things like that. I don't really do life coaching, though you may get some nuggets from me, just because I do try to keep people from making the same mistakes I did. But I am all about helping you find your story, the best story that you can share, figure out what's unique, and helping you put that into word, and then getting it published. So I have talked way more than I meant to. I just wanted to give you a little bit of my story, let you know who I am. And if you see something that I have on offer on the internet, or whatever, uh, pick up a book from me or something. I promise you, you should not be disappointed. If you are, let me know, and I'll see what we can do. But I will talk to you soon. Please be sure to look for me on YouTube. It's the squiggly at just Sydney Brown, and pretty much anywhere on social media at, again, just Sydney Brown. And I will look for you soon. I can't wait to get to know you.